Are you ready to welcome robots into your daily life?
My mission is to help anyone I can accept technology faster to reduce friction in their lives and get more done. We have a better world when we make progress. The progress is going to happen faster than any of us can imagine that we want it. I'm not asking for better progress. I'm saying it's coming. Let's get ready. Let's do what we can. And today's topic starts with the question of whether or not we need human robots. Have you seen these? The robots that are going to be coming out anytime soon. They're mostly in demo. Last week, we saw a tour of a factory where they were working up to being able to build one robot per week. And then later he mentioned that the number they had built was still under 10. So it was very new, but the robots were just amazing in the demo. And of course, we know when we see these demonstrations that they don't necessarily always get the same results, that you're seeing the best of many takes, many tries to get that kind of an outcome. I still got to say, next year we're going to start seeing these around. And the market for it is predicted to be 10 billion. More humanoid robots than there are people. I know lots of people say they'd never want one. And I have to think back, how have we looked at this technology before? So 2 items I want to talk to you about today. One, do you need it? Is it going to happen like they say? And the other one is, why do they need to be human shaped? Do you need a human shaped robot to do something for you? Best example, I'd love to have help in the kitchen. My kitchen was designed for a human to use. If I had a humanoid robot, the robot could then put the dishes into the dishwasher, take them out and stack them appropriately and do all that kind of work, could clean and do everything, but all the tools, everything about it are human shaped. Getting a humanoid robot to be able to do that seems like it could be a good idea. And are you going to be able to afford a robot in your house? Yes. Right now, they're predicting that robots mass produced are going to get down where it's going to be a cost of about $100 a month. Average American can afford that. It's far less than a car payment. I don't know if you have to pay insurance when you drive a robot, which is another thing. Are we driving robots? Yes. The automatic things that happen in your car have the same use case as AI technology. Let's go ahead and take the emerging technology off the table for a second and go back and say, when the automatic transmission came out, manual transmissions in cars were working just fine. And many say there's some advantages to it. There were some reasons where they wanted to be able to get people onto the automatic transmission. Just read about this, a study of the pros and cons of making everybody switch over to automatic transmission. I don't know if I agree with any of that or even recall what that analysis said, but when I was learning to drive, you of course learn how to drive a stick shift because maybe your cheaper car had that, or you could drive anybody's older vehicle. And then by the time my kids were learning how to drive, most of my kids and everybody else didn't want to get into a car unless it had an automatic transmission. Oh no, I don't know how to use that to work that clutch thing that we just considered normal. I drove a stick shift for many years, and when I had a choice, I still thought it was better. But now it's not. It's just like no option there. And technology changed. That one was pretty slow. Let's look back at all the technology I know about. And you go to washing machines, I can remember that using a machine that would soak and agitate your clothes a bit, and then draining that and rinsing it. And then there was this fairly automatic by the time I came around, but then using a wringer, a device that would squeeze the clothes and 2 rollers together and then putting them out on a clothesline. And I know I've been many places around the world in my life, and I know there's a lot of people where that's okay. I remember in Thailand, my clothes were washed in a tub and put out to dry. I haven't seen that where I live for a awful long time, and it's something that's normal now. So that's an easy one to start with that. The car is the same. People said that car's too dangerous. I'll stick with my horse. And there were plenty of people saying telephone. No, I don't want to use a telephone. That's hard. They actually had people whose job it was to write down things, put it in a written form, maybe not even typewriter, and have it sent to the recipient who would have somebody open it up and read it to them. And so early phone calls, an executive would have one of his many assistants then make the phone call and convey the information as if it was a telegraph. And that led up to, again, when I was a kid, we got touch tone and people were saying they didn't need touch tone. We got mobile phones and people said I was crazy to use a mobile phone. We got smartphones and people said, I don't need all that stuff. Now, nobody has it. I was just hearing today about in corporate settings where they used to talk about whether or not they would allow employees to use their smartphones on the job. And what happened was you would actually be issued a phone from the company and you were to keep your own personal phone off or hidden or whatever and not use it for business. You would never give out your number to a work associate, to a vendor or customer, anything like that, and not your boss, because you don't want to get called on the weekend. Today, all of that's normal.